Hi Flyers, welcome to another live class with me, Hassan Abdulbaki, your friend and the lead teacher at Flying Colors Communications Academy. Join me and let me know where you're watching from, your location, where you're watching from. Let me know in the comment section. Today's topic is learning English the easy way. Less work, great results. How do we learn English? How do we improve our English? How do we increase our English proficiency level? How do you do it? While not reading tons of books, studying under professors, or spending lots of time. How do you achieve it? That's the topic of today's class. Less work. How do you do less and get more? So the first question I will ask you is it important? Do you need to work hard to get amazing result? Before you get amazing result, do you have to always work hard? Before I get started, before you tell me your opinions, right now I want you to tell me where you're watching me from. So before we get started with, do you need to work hard before you get amazing results? Let me tell you a story. The first story is related to my WhatsApp. Via WhatsApp, I send messages to people. I teach people every Wednesdays and Saturdays. The first time I wanted to do it, if you do not save my number, I can send a message to you. If I don't save your number, you can see my broadcast. So the person I want to teach needs to save my contact, and I also need to save that person's contact. Stella Ajike, this is Stella from the US. Thanks so much, ma'am, for joining us from the US. Thank you so much. I need to save your number, and you also need to save my number before you get my broadcast lesson. And yes, I want to let many people benefit from my lessons because I teach English, I teach communication skills. I know many people have problems with communication skills, public speaking, clear diction, and I want to reach as many people, as much as possible. And you have to save my number and I have to save yours. It's tasking, right? So what did I do? The first time in our AD, I had something like, if you want to join the broadcast lesson, just send your name, just send saved, SAVED, saved. So lots of people started sending saved. I have like 1,000 people now on the broadcast list. People started sending saved. How do we know their names? Because I also have to save their contacts on Flying Colors platform. So what did we do? We had to change sending saved to what you need to do is send your full name, your occupation, because at a point in time, some people ask questions, and those questions prompt other things that we need to know, like your professions, because your goals, if your goals are realistic, they should be tied to things like your profession, like your aspirations. There are many people who have goals today, but their aspirations, their goals, the path that they're treading, that path that they are on is not in any way related to the goal that they want to achieve. It's not in any way related. So we have to know, what goals do you have? How have you been studying? What did we do? We asked them to start sending their names and occupation in order to make things easier. Now we get their full information. What do I want to say? Instead of spending tons of time having them to send saved, and then later you have to ask them what's their full name, what's their occupation. That's stressful and also time consuming. Yes, you can get amazing results by doing less work. Now we're doing less work. We don't have to ask you. You send your full name. You've saved the contact. You send your full name, occupation, and what we only have to do is to also save your contact with that full name. Everything becomes easier. So it's possible for you to do less, and get greater results. Another story. I don't like talking about business or anything monetary here because I know I have a lot of people joining me from different parts of the world, and they're here to learn communication. I only want to cite this as an example, a story that shows you don't have to work. 2020, last year, I sold a lot. Many people bought my courses, bought my bundles, but things were stressful because I had to create new courses, new online courses every month. New online courses, and many things go into creating your course. If you want to create a course, it may take you 2 months, 2 whole months to create a course that actually solves people's problems. For example, I have a course, a grammar course, I have a diction course, and many things go into recording your course. You have the idea, the objectives, the syllabus. You have to create a curriculum that is tailored towards solving the problems of the people who want to take the course. Then you now have to start. Hi, Abdelhamid Jumoke Faiza, thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for joining. Please type in the comments as I discuss the topic, so I know that you can hear me and that I'm still here with you. I had to create a new online course every month. Every month, a new online course. Another month, a new online course. A lot of things go into creating your online courses. 1. 2, you also have to run a full-blown publicity so that people who actually need your course need to know about it. So you don't launch your course and after you get started, a lot of people say, oh, I didn't hear about it. Why didn't you publicize? Why didn't you advertise? So you have to advertise. And then I do not know anything about Facebook ads. I knew nothing about. I tried it in 2019. And after trying just one trial, I spent 5,000 and I just started. And I got nothing. I only got reactions, likes, loves, nothing. Wows, nothing. No registration, no comment or 2 comments, but no one took action. So since then, I believed, oh, Facebook ads is nothing. I can't learn Facebook ads does not yield anything. It yields nothing. It's all lies. So what did I do later that changed? So 2020, I kept asking the question, how do I scale? How do I leave the present position? It's not easy for me to always create a course every month, for me to run full publicity every month, tell people to buy it at all times. Because, hey, this is my profession and I need to let a lot of people come into my course, a lot of people enroll. I need to market because it's my profession. Content creation is money. We have to spend, and while spending, if you got nothing in stock, you will never make what you want to make at a time. Because now we need to use generator. There are times where we have a program going on, and all of a sudden there is no electricity, there is no power supply. We need to use generators. Last month, my laptop crashed. I had to get a new one. How did that? I was able to. This is the new laptop. Oh, I can't carry. This is the new laptop. I had to get a new phone. This one is a new phone. This is another phone, an extra phone. The one I was using before now. This is now the one I'm broadcasting from is an iPhone. So you need to earn as a content creator, as a course creator, as an educator online. You need to earn if you want to continue, except you have a sponsor. So it was a source of concern for me. How do I just teach people without telling them to buy every month, telling them to buy every day? What happened? Something fabulous happened. I took an online course in Facebook ads. It's a complete online course in Facebook ads, and the story changed. Now this is the 5th month of the year and I only launched 2 courses, 1 membership, no course at all. Okay, a course I launched the course last year and I haven't relaunched it. That's EPM, English Pronunciation Mastery Online course. I'm at ease because every day someone buys my product via Facebook ads. I get a lot from Facebook ads. I make a lot of money. People are joining my group. And now I'm at ease. Last year I was working, always working, creating content, creating online courses almost every month, doing publicity, and that publicity, it's not Facebook ads, it's not as fast as Facebook ads, so you have to beg people to share your ads. Stressful, isn't it? But when I started running Facebook ads, no problem. Now, doing less work, I had more time to create more content. Now I want to publish my first book. I had time to publish my first book. I had time to dedicate my attention and focus my strength on things that will actually help my audience get value. Now I'm at ease, not in hurry, not in anything, not needing anything, comfortable with myself. How? Now I'm doing less work and getting better results, getting amazing results. Those two stories already answered my question. Do you need to work hard before you get amazing results? You don't need to. You don't need to sleep. Some people even think, oh, I need to wake up. I need to spend sleepless nights. I need to burn my candles before I attain success. No, there is always an easier route. You don't have to do that. And that's why I want to share with you, relating it to my story as a beginner. When I started learning after my studies, linguistics, I studied linguistics first. Before studying elocution, before studying communication skills, I studied linguistics. Then I was a part-time teacher and I taught students. They're secondary school students, and they're not that clever. They do not have much ideas. If you tell them something is true, many of them will just take that thing as oh, that's the fact. My teacher said that. But it's not possible for you to say that to adults. Not possible. They will always ask questions. In fact, if what you say is right, adults will want to confirm, is this really right? I remember the day I shared an audio via WhatsApp. I told my friends, I told my flyers, I called my followers flyers. I told them that the correct pronunciation of that snack, P-I-Z-Z-A, is pizza. Pizza, not pizza. P-I-Z-Z-A. You do not pronounce it as pizza. You pronounce ta sound, the sound in teach, the sound in teeth, the sound in tat, the sound in touch. Pizza, pizza. When I told them, someone told me, I don't think so. So when I told him that's the correct pronunciation, he went online to confirm. So when you're teaching online, it's a different world. Now you're connecting with experts from various fields, you're connecting with professionals. So I had to start studying harder. So did I go to the market, get a book, get a big book, get 5 big books and started studying? No. I leveraged the easier route. I used the easier route. And the things that I do will form the basis of today's class, titled Learning English the Easy Way, Less Work, Great Results. Who's ready? Who's ready for the class? Abdurrahman Yusuf, thanks for joining me. Murutado Amato thanks for joining. Michael Chukudi, great work. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get started with today's work. So the first thing you need to do when you want to start studying anything at all, English inclusive, communication skills, public speaking, is, I always repeat it, determine your exact level. Where are you right now in that thing? What's your stage? Are you a beginner? Are you in the intermediate level? Are you an expert? Advanced level? About to become an expert? Amateur? What are you exactly in your journey to becoming that thing that you want to become? What's that current stage? Because if you do not know this, you may be reading a book meant for experts and you keep complaining, oh, I see no result in my spoken English. Maybe you just go to the market and got your copy of this. This is Cambridge English Pronouncing Dictionary. So it's different. I uploaded a post. If you read that post, I talked about the different dictionaries that we have and what you need to do in order to get your desired dictionary, a dictionary that works for you. And you need to ask that question: do I need to buy a dictionary? Sometimes what you may need isn't even a dictionary. For example, if you want to be able to use substitute for each word, you don't need a dictionary, you need a thesaurus. If you want to get a detail, you want to go in depth with regards to a specific subject, you don't need a dictionary, you need an encyclopedia. So what do you need exactly? Now, if you go to the market and you don't have any idea about what phonetics is, and you get a copy of this because you want to pronounce accurately, when you get there and you buy this, you won't get your result, because first, this is what you have here: transcriptions, stress placement, and you don't know anything about those things. You don't know your primary stress, you don't know your secondary stress. When a sound is enclosed in bracket, you do not know what that means. How do you improve your pronunciation? You won't be able to read this, because the reason why I'm actually narrating these stories, sometimes on Saturdays I share my reading. I share the book I'm currently reading. So that day I shared this book, this dictionary, that I told my people, my followers, my flyers, that this is the book I'm currently revising. So someone just told me that person hasn't studied transcription. The person has no idea about how phonetics work. The person told me, oh, I also bought this. After I saw that, I saw this on your WhatsApp status. I saw that you were reading, and I saw, since Coach is reading, I should also get my copy. Oh, I started laughing, because you will not get results. You will always complain that I've done a lot of things, I've spent a lot of money, hard work doesn't really relate to success, doesn't really mean you will be successful. You may be working hard on something that isn't valid. So you do not have to say, oh, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Okay, yes, that's true. But if you're practicing the wrong thing, you will get the wrong result. You will never attain mastery. So you need to know your level. When you know your level, you know the exact things that are right for you. You know what you need to study, what you need to read, the tests that you need to take, the people that you need to consult. What problems do you have? Who are you exactly? You need to know your level. You need to know yourself. You need to know how you learn. But if you use others' results, you will be working hard and you will not get the desired result. So that's the first thing. Know your exact level, know where you are right now, know who you are. So everything that you do is about you, not about what your friend is doing, not about what coach is doing. So coaches, mentors, experts will give you tips, practical tips, will share their strategies, but you still need to think about you. How does this work for me? There are some, for example, as a business owner, people will tell you, oh, you need to outsource. If you really want to get results, you need to outsource. There is this theory, 80/20 principle, that if you want to, many of the things that you do, 20% only give you 20% only gives you the desired result. So if you want result, 80% of your work, try to outsource. Yes, that's a piece of advice. That's a good piece of advice. But hey, you're just starting out. You don't have money to outsource, to invite people who will work for you, who will do what you actually want, and you have that skill. What do? You do it yourself. So one of the questions you still need to ask is, what's my exact level? And there are some things that you need to do on your own. And yes, the advice, okay, a piece of advice, outsource. That advice can work for a business owner. But as a learner, how do you outsource your learning? You need to be there. So when we talk about less work, greater result, what people want to think about as business owners, for example, is outsourcing. Outsource, get people, when you have the money, get people, let people work with your graphic design. If you're a tutor, for example, everything related to, you should just focus on recording courses. Do not focus on your graphics. Let another person do that for you. Let people do your advert. Let people run your Facebook ads. Let people write your email newsletters. Let people do this. Let people do. Yes, you can outsource. But as an English learner, you cannot outsource your learning. You have to be there. It has to be in your brain. If you want to memorize, let's say you want to memorize the Quran, or you want to study a course, someone else cannot study on your behalf. You need to study. So that rule isn't working for learning. Being an English learner, the rule of outsourcing will not work. That's it. So you need to know your exact level if you want to work less, because when you know your exact level, you know the right things, the things that are right for you. Your exact level, the things that will help you to promote, the things that will let you leave that exact stage. But you're here, you want to come here, there's certain stages that you need to pass through. If you want to jump from here, you may jump into a pit. If you want to jump from here to the other side, you may jump into a pit. So you need to work less on the right thing before you get greater result. Okay? Knowing your exact level, the first thing. Then second is that you set realistic goals. Goals that are practical. How do you set realistic goals? Please type in the comments by using the acronym SMART. S-M-A-R-T. 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 SMART. Please type in the comment section. SMART. What does that stand for? What's SMART? SMART. The first S stands for you. So SMART, when you want to set realistic goals, you ask yourself, as my goal passed through the SMART test, I will explain what the SMART test refers to now before we leave. The first thing, S, SMART. Please type in the comment section, SMART. S-M-A-R-T. So I just face my comment section. The first S stands for, thank you so much, Mutado Omotoke Rizko. The first S stands for specific. You need to be specific about your goals. Bumi Oyelaki, thank you so much for joining me, ma'am. That S stands for specific. Type in the comments, specific. S stands for specific. You need to be specific about your goals. What does that mean? A lot of people, okay, I want to be successful. I want to be rich. That's why many people get it wrong while young. Many of you want to become lawyers, doctors, professionals, engineers. But now maybe we're now asking people to order. We're now asking people to place their order for a buyer now in the real world. One of the first thing that we failed to do is the fact that we weren't specific about how do I become successful? How do I become a doctor? You aren't specific about your goal. Oh, I want to become rich. Oh, I want to become this. I want to become that. I want to become the most famous person, for example. I want to become the first person that everyone refers to when it comes to communication skills. Oh, I want to have 1 million followers on Facebook. I want to have 1 million followers on Twitter. How? You need to be specific. What do you want exactly? And this is the place where everyone get it. Many people get it wrong. Yes, I always tell a story whenever I start talking about this. Specificity. First, I once met someone who everyone would say they've listened to me narrating their story before, but the story is important because when you're not specific about what you want, you may get the wrong thing. The first thing is specific. That woman came to me that day and told me, oh, I want to learn Phoenix. I asked her, Why do you want to learn phonics? I actually thought that the woman is a teacher. So I asked her, why do you want to learn phonics? Are you a teacher? Do you want to teach your kids? And she said, no, I actually want to learn phonics in order to be able to speak fluently. Sorry, phonics is specifically for kids. It's specifically for kids who want to master how to read using the letter sounds, not for adults. So if an adult learns phonics, it's because the adults want to teach. So when you learn phonics, you won't be able to speak fluently. That's not the goal of phonics. It's meant to replace our alphabetic method of teaching A, B, C, D, E, F. So I told this woman, oh, what you need isn't phonics. So I started explaining, even when you say you want to speak fluently, what do you mean by that? When you say you want to speak eloquently, what exactly do you mean by eloquence? Do you want to talk without feelers? Are you a kind of person who is always shy? When you face the crowd, you can speak right. But when you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people listening to you, you're conscious to the extent that you're not able to speak, you're not able to talk confidently like you do in your house. That's stage fright. What problems do you want to solve exactly? What's that specific problem? So if you type Google, oh, I want to speak fluently, Google will give you articles on how to speak fluently. For example, you can speak right, but the only problem you have is facing your audience. That's your problem. But you aren't specific. So you go to Google and say, I want to speak fluently. Google will give you articles that have the top reads. Oh, read this. You read a lot of articles. You're still thinking, I haven't improved. I still have this stage fright. Why? Because the question you asked Google isn't the question that will give you the answer to your problems. So you need to be specific about your goals. What do I want? I want to battle my stage fright. What do I want? I want to be able to use words freely. What do I want? I want to be able to pronounce words clearly. Second, smart. Remember, smart. The first is specific. The second is measurable. Your goals must be measurable. Okay. How do you measure your growth? Okay, now you're now specific about what you want. How do you measure the growth? How do you say, oh, this is what I want, and this is how I will measure my growth? For example, I want to be able to understand many words in the dictionary that there is hardly no word you talk about in the dictionary in English that I do not have an idea of. I need to know. If that's your goal, okay, you're now specific about that goal. How do you measure it? How do you learn it? So for example, you have 1,000 words. For example, you have 1,000 words. How do you measure your growth? You want to master the pronunciation, the meanings of 1,000 words. How do you measure it? Okay, now you want to learn vocabulary. You want to build your vocabulary in English. How do you get started? Do you just go to your dictionary? Where's the dictionary? Okay. Do you just go to your dictionary and say, oh, I want to start from, this is a dictionary. As big as it is, you want to start learning from page 1 and you want to start reading just as you're reading your everyday book, your D10X rule, your correct English, your how to make friends and influence people. What will happen? You won't get your result. If you want to learn vocabulary, for example, and you want to measure your growth, one of the first things is you segment. You divide. Okay, now I have 1,000 words to learn. I will learn these 1,000 words. For example, in English, if you want to improve your vocabulary, there is something Oxford calls the 3,000 word list. The Oxford 3,000 word list. That word list contains the words that you need to know first. So before you start memorizing interdenominationalism, abacadabra, igledeplagedy, words like that, before you get started with mastering words like that, there are 3,000 words that Oxford, the lexicographers are people who compiled the words that we see in our dictionaries, not just one person. A team of lexicographers needs to come together before we get this dictionary. They came together and asked themselves, what are those words that people commonly use? So we have the Oxford 3,000 word list. So for example, if you want to build your vocabulary and you want to have the knowledge of many words, numerous words in English, start from your Oxford 3,000 word list. Once you say goodbye to that, then you move to the next word. Okay, now I want to learn about words, registers that I use in my profession. Okay, now I want to use words that I use. I want to know words that I ought to be using in my niche. Okay, you're a copywriter, for example. What words should I use in my landing pages? Then you move to that. Okay, now you've mastered that. So it has to be measurable. I need to learn this, and this is how I measure it. Okay, when I finished learning the 3,000 word list, I am saying goodbye to the first stage. That's the first stage. Okay. The second stage, okay, I need to learn words, registers that people use, that clients use, that customers use, that I use in my niche. Okay, maybe you have like 2,000 to 3,000 words. Okay, now you've mastered those words. I need to learn. Okay, now it's now measurable. You've segmented, you've measured it. You can now measure it. You can now tell, oh, am I improving? But if you have no channel, if you have no stage, you will keep working without being able to tell yourself, am I improving or not? And without that, most times you don't know if you should continue. The other time you don't know if you should go back. The next time you are at crossroads, and lastly you say goodbye. And sometimes you just think, while you're progressing, you just think to yourself that, no, I am not improving. My English is not improving at all. And that affects your learning and you say goodbye. But if it's measurable, yes, okay, someone sent yes, oh my God, thank you so much. I haven't been comment, but okay. Please pronounce that word, amateur. Okay, amateur, no, it's amateur. The correct pronunciation is amateur. It ends in the schwa sound, not in tio. Okay? I have suggested some people can listen to BBC News Daily and pay attention to the way newscasters speak. Yes, ma'am. Yes, but that's after they learn. They learn what the behind the scenes of what those broadcasters pronounce. They need to learn the background first. When they learn it, they can understand, okay, this broadcaster is erotic. That's why he is pronouncing r at all times. So they need to learn the background. When they learn the background, the sounds, the stress placement, the intonation, then they can start listening to BBC News Daily. They can start listening to the broadcaster at Channels TV. They can start listening to TVC broadcasters, not Moriah or Nima, not Your View, but news. Because these are people that have been trained to speak right. These are people that will be brought to, you can bring them to book, you can ask them questions, you can not arrest them, you can complain to them that, oh, did you pronounce this word right? I listened to this pronunciation, it seems you didn't pronounce right. These are people that read from teleprompters, these are people that use their transcriptions. They need to use transcription, they need to speak right. They've been trained to do so and they have to deliver. Broadcasters, thank you so much, ma'am. Stella Ajike. Another option is to listen to audiobooks. Before you start listening to audiobooks, it's good, it's nice. In order to boost your listening skills, you still need to master That's what I was actually saying, knowing the exact level. If you've gone beyond studying, you already know transcriptions, you know everything that go behind speaking clearly, and you need to listen to people in order to practice, in order to learn consciously and unconsciously, semi-consciously. Then you can start getting audiobooks and you can start listening to BBC News daily. When you listen to your mentors or role models every day, you will improve. Thank you so much, Ma'am Stella Ajike. Really, really interesting. Yes, the Oxford 3000 word list is in the file section of this group. And this Ma'am Stella Ajike also shared it in the comment section. So you can just click download and start studying. So Oxford 3000 word list has the words that you need to master first. So when you segment them, when you make your goals, you program your goals in a way that allows you to measure it. You will be able to tell, am I improving? Is this working for me? Have I been able to do what I ought to do? But when you just think, oh, let me start from this space, you will not be able to measure your growth. Let me start from anywhere, no exact level, no measure. Okay, let me start by reading the whole of this dictionary. You won't get results, and it's possible that you won't finish it because it's it's hard work. And there are many things you need to know before you even get many things that are written here. Written in plain English, for example, it has transcriptions, it has words like, it has symbols like I. When they say I, it means intransitive. When we say a verb is intransitive, what does it mean? When you have T in your Oxford Dictionary as a description of a word, it means transitive. When a verb is transitive, what does it mean? IDM, when you have IDM, it means idiom. What do we mean by idioms? For example, I just shared that whenever you have the idiom, the correct idiomatic expression is to be on the safe side. To be on the safe side, not to be on the safer side, like many people say. To be on the safe side is the correct idiom. Why do we have idiomatic expressions and what do they represent? Why can't we say to be on the safer side? When you have phr.v, it means phrasal verb. What's the meaning of phrasal verb? When you have you, it means uncountable. When a noun is uncountable, is it because, so many people, when you ask them what's an uncountable noun, they tell you it's a noun that cannot be counted. But that's not the definition. That's not the definition. The reason why those things, why educators classified noun, pronouns, uncountable, concrete, abstract, is simply because there is a rule that they want you to follow with regard to that category. And if you don't know what that category stands for, while there is a need for them to classify in the first place, you will lose it. You will just read, okay, uncountable. Uncountable, so people say uncountable are nouns, uncount nouns, or uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted, like water. Yes, it's true, but what about words like news? What about words like advice? Pieces of advice. You can't say advices. You can't say an advice. Why? Because the word advice, you can count advice. If you call me today, tell me something, you're trying to instruct me about something. The second time, you tell me about the same thing. The third time, another thing. The fourth time, I can count it. It's countable. Feedback, the word feedback is uncountable. So when you see you in your Oxford, it means uncountable. Why do we have uncountable nouns? Why? For example, is because uncountable nouns, you can't have the indefinite articles a or an right in front of an uncountable noun. Second, your uncountable nouns can't take plural marker s. So you can't have feedbacks. You can't have informations. You can't have advices. You will have a collective noun before them. A piece of advice, a piece of information, So if you do not know those things, the U, uncountable, C means countable, PL means plural. When a word is plural on its own, what's the implication? What does it mean? What are you expected to do? What will happen is you will be able to use a lot of words. You will memorize the abacadabra, the igly, the big words, but you will not be able to use them the right way in your sentences. That's it. You will not be able to use them the right way. When you use them, people still correct you. Yes, what you said is correct, but that word ought not to be used in that position. That's not the correct collocation. That word is an account now, and it ought not to have that your "and" right in front of it. So it has to, you have to know, while measuring, you have to know your level first, then measurable. What have I known? What do I need to know before doing this? So when you know that thing, okay, before reading the Oxford Dictionary, for example, you need to know about 40 terms, the meanings of like 40 terms before you start reading the Oxford Dictionary and understanding everything therein, like 40 terms. So what do you tell yourself? Okay, after learning, for example, you have no idea about the implications and all that. Once you learn that, you already, I've learned all those 40 things. Now it's time for me to start studying. That's measuring. You measuring the right way. Okay? So your goal has to be measurable. And the next is your A. It has to be achievable. I know we are religious people and we think, what God cannot do does not exist. If you can think it, you can do it. Things like that. Yes, it's true. If you can think it, you can do it. What God can't do doesn't exist, like people say. It's true. Ala kulli shay'in qadir. Yes, it can do everything. But you still need to ask yourself, is it achievable? Putting your level into consideration. When you even read the stories of prophets of God, when you study the stories, the biography, when you study them, you see that they made sense. Sometimes they need to escape, sometimes they need to hide, not because they do not believe in God anymore. Sometimes they need to hide during war in order for the enemies not to see them. Is it because they've lost their faith? No, not because they've lost their faith. It's actually because they have goals and they understand the principle of achievable. So the A in SMART refers to achievable. Ask yourself, is it achievable? For example, you do not read anything before now. You just want to get started with improving your reading skills. And all of a sudden, you want to start reading a book. For example, a book as big as this. A book as big as this is your first book. You still need to call yourself and ask, is it achievable? Is it achievable? Can you achieve it? That's another question that you need to ask yourself while trying to improve your communication skills and drawing that realistic goal. The fourth thing, SMART, SMAR. The next thing is realistic. You need to ask yourself, is this goal in tandem with what I have right now? Can I do it? Is it real? Isn't it too big? Isn't it too cumbersome? You need to ask yourself those questions. Then it has to be time bound. So when you do not just say, I want to improve my reading skills and sit down, you need to say, I want to improve my reading skills and before the end of this month, I should have been able to finish this book. That's time bound. Before the end of this month, you give it timing. Before the end of this month, I should have achieved this. I should have finished this. I should have completed this. So your goals have to be SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. You give it time. A month, I should have finished this. 2 weeks, I should have finished this. Complete this. Take this, register this, memorize this, use this. Okay? So your goals have to be SMART if you want them to be realistic. The third thing is learning from an expert or learning from someone who understands your struggle, someone who has credible results, because that person knows your stage, knows the exact thing. It's possible that the person already witnessed the same, already experienced that exact thing. It's now possible, it's now easier for the person to tell you, this is what you do, this is how you do it, I know how you feel. Okay, this is how you feel. Yes, okay. If you feel that way, this is what you do. So you do not, a person who is battling with stage fright, for example, is different from a person who is always while talking. Different. Everything under public speaking. But if that person had said, I want to become an effective public speaker, the person may not be able to achieve the goals, because the person may spend tons of time studying things that they have mastered before now, while they aren't focusing on the things that they actually need. So has it been valuable so far? Please type in the comment section. What have you learned so far? Should I continue? Should I continue? Wow. Has this been valuable? Please type in the comment. Type I get it in the comment section if you can still hear me. No one is typing. Okay. It's an hour class and it's almost time. We have like 15 minutes left. So I need to go on and discuss other things. So learning from an expert is important because a coach or an expert, an instructor already knows this thing. If not, already experienced. If not, the coach already helped someone like you get that same result. Okay? Okay, Sheriff Adebisi Balogun, thanks for joining me. Please continue. Yes, I will. We have like 15 minutes left. It's an hour class. Already solved the same problem for someone like you. Okay? Now, the fourth thing is that you surround yourself with things that support your growth. Things that support your growth. Okay, you need this. You want to improve your vocabulary. What do you need to do? What do you need to purchase? What do you need to study? What do you need to have on your phone? In fact, what you have on your wallpaper when you open your phone also matter. So when you open it, you remember that goal. When you unlock your phone, you remember your goals. So everything matters. Everything around you matters. Okay? So now, after surrounding yourself with things that support your growth, for example, if you want to improve your vocabulary, you need to get the dictionary that is right for you. Your phone, you need to have mobile applications that will help. Some mobile applications will even remind you that today, this is the word I want to teach you today, and teach you. So imagine, after a month, you would have been able to use many words. 30 words in a month, 365 words in a year. And what many people think is, oh, it's slow. But if you continue to learn, drops of water, those drops of water will later make your desired ocean. Okay? So you surround yourself with things that support your growth. Just by looking at your calendar, for example, you have a chart that has the English sounds and commonly mispronounced words. So just by looking while working on your laptop, you look up and your chart, the chart you have by your table side is teaching you something. So you know, when you surround yourself with things that support your growth, you grow without knowing. You grow without knowing, and you even know things, and you keep asking yourself, how did I get to know that thing? Okay? After surrounding yourself with things that support your growth, you also need to form the right habits. So while striving, while working, do not forget your goal. Some people are so committed to the process that they forget the exact goal that they're trying to achieve. You want to achieve this isn't working, and you still want to be committed to that process, or you get a faster process, but you're still like, oh, let me be committed to this slow process. So you need to be flexible, and you need to not forget your goal. What do I want to achieve at the end? So you do not commit to the process that you forget the goal. Okay? So always remember your goal. The reason isn't because I want to memorize. The reason is because I want to be able to use many words confidently. The reason isn't because I want to take an online course. The reason is because I want to get this specific result after taking this online course. Okay? Now you need to, because many things related to skills like communication, language proficiency, you need to, one of the things that you need to do is to form the right habits. Because many of the things you may be doing, you're not used to them. Like pronouncing a sound certain ways. For example, you've always been pronouncing as t. So whenever you have th, you pronounce ta, or whenever you have th, you pronounce da. Instead of mother, you pronounce moda. Instead of teeth, your teeth, you pronounce teeth. Now you need to form the right habits. You need to learn how to form the right habits that you transform yourself into a person that is qualified to get that thing that you actually need. You may need more hours of study. You may need to do something that you're not used to. You may need to feel uncomfortable. How do you stay consistent? Because it isn't just by, oh, I bought this book this month, I read it. Next month, you're not doing it again. The other month, you bought another book. That's not it. You need to be consistent. It's when you're consistent that you now start getting the desired result. It is your consistency that breeds mastery. So how do you form the right habits that help you do things that you're not used to before now? For example, you're not used to studying the dictionary. You're not used to talking right in front of people. You're not used to reading. You're not used to listening to people who can speak with clear diction. So now you want to start doing those things. What do you need to do? You need to transform yourself. You transform yourself to a person who can become that thing. Because each goal is a process. Everything you want to master, you need to be committed to the process. But you do not forget the goal. So one of the things you need to do in order to form the right habit is that you make that thing obvious. The thing you want to breed consistency in, you make that thing obvious. For example, you want to read the whole of this dictionary. Hey, sorry, you're not reading the whole of the dictionary. It's impractical, okay? You want to start studying at least a half page of your dictionary every day. You already mastered everything, the terms like uncountable. You know how to use the words. And when you see descriptions, you know the exact thing that you need. Okay, now, this is a dictionary. Okay? And you want to start studying. How do you get started? Do you think you will be able to maintain 30 days in the whole month without failing a day while studying this, and you've not done it before? No. While keeping it in your shelf? No. Because you aren't used to it, your brain will not remind you. It's not like eating. It's not like sleeping. It's not like entering your room. It's not like leaving your office. It's not a different thing entirely. It's a thing that you've not done before. Reading half a page, studying half a page of dictionary every day. Now, how do you form the right habit? I said the first thing is that you make it obvious. So instead of putting your dictionary in your shelf, you may put it on your doorstep so that whenever you want to enter your room, you see it. Do you get it? You need to make that thing obvious, that everywhere you need to see that thing. Because those things that you love doing, there is always something, a cue that translates to craving. It's because you see something. Oh, you're salivating. Is it just because you're sitting or you're sleeping or because you're typing something on your laptop? No. Maybe you caught the sight of a palacious, a, 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 a tasty meal just from the picture. If you follow Chicken Republic on Facebook, or you follow food people who deliver food on Instagram, just by seeing the food, you want to grab it. You think it's tasty, it's delicious. Why? Because you've seen something that prompts you to want to eat it. That's what you do with your habit. You need to ask yourself, what do I need to do in order to make it obvious, in order to see it? When you did not see it, you may forget. If you put it in your shelf like other books and you want to study it every day, you may forget. So you may try putting it on your doorstep. You may put it in your bathroom. So, oh, this is this book. I need to study it today. You put it somewhere. You may give it to someone and tell that person as an accountability partner, every day, please bring this dictionary and stand by my side. Let me finish studying half a page before you say goodbye. That's making it obvious. The second thing is that you make it attractive. You make that thing attractive. That thing continues to call you. It's not a burden. You may just say, after studying every day, I will do this to reward. You reward yourself. And by doing that, there's that thing, there's that interest. You know, when you want to let your kid do something, you say, if you do this, I will get your biscuit. You get a biscuit if you do this. I'll buy your cookies. You get that biscuit. What happens? The child wants to do that thing because now there is something that is pushing, something that makes it attractive, something that makes it rewarding. Okay? Another way with which you can make things attractive is to keep your eyes on the result. Oh, if I commit to this process, at the end, I will be an impressive public speaker. If I commit to this process, I will be able to use words without having to do If I commit to this process, if I do this thing, I will be able to speak with a clear diction. Okay? Now, you need to make it easy. What many people do when they want to form habits is they want to start from big. They want to make that thing, the goals big. The goal is big, and they want to make the steps also big. You may get tired at the end. So what you do, at last you may not want to do that thing anymore. What you do is to just take something, little steps, little drops of water, makes that little drop, that your little drops of water make that desired ocean. So you start a little bit by bit. You go up, bit by bit. When it's easy, you won't see it as a burden. For example, half a page of dictionary, not a page, not 2 pages, not 3 pages, or a quarter. You may start from a quarter. You may start from 2 words every day. You may start from 1 word every 3 days. You need to be consistent. That's it. Not as if you do it today and you aren't doing it anymore. Who is still with me? Are you still there? Type in the comment section. Okay? Last but not least, if you want to form the right habit, you need to make it satisfying, enjoying, relaxing, not a burden. When you remember it, you should be happy that when I do this thing, it will satisfy me in some way. Okay? You aren't saying it anymore. Oh, I want to do something tasking. I want to do something heavy. I want to do something arduous. Because many things you aren't paid for it, especially with regard to learning English. Many of us here, we just want to learn in order for our professional pursuit. So we need to make it satisfying. For example, if you're working and your work is heavy, you always remember the reward, your stipend, your salary, your wages. Oh, let me continue. When my boss comes, my boss will pay me. Okay, this is where I get my money to eat. But things like improving your communication skills, improving your reading skills, you need to do it on your own. You need to transform yourself into that person who can achieve that goal. Okay, let me check the time. 58 minutes, just 2 minutes to go. Now, last but not least is that you get the right tools. the tools that will help you transform into what you actually need. The tools that help you transform into what you actually need. The tools that you need to promote yourself from the stage that you are in right now to another stage. Not all tools are good for you. Now, there is something that I want to share with you that will help you follow this. The tools that I want to share with you will help you know your exact level. It will help you learn from experts. It will help you surround yourself. In fact, that thing is in your phone. So, when I said surround yourself with things that will quicken your growth, your phone is one of the things that follows you. It's a mobile phone. You want to go to your office, in fact, your bathroom, your toilet, your restroom, your loo with your phone. So the tool that I'm going to share with you, you can access that tool with your phone at all times. It's not an online course. It's not a membership. You don't have to be in any WhatsApp group. You don't have to learn at a specific period, and after that, everyone says goodbye and you're not able to practice. It's something that always follows you. It's something that helps you form the right habits. Imagine having an application where you improve your vocabulary by playing games. You improve your vocabulary by tests, not by studying. Now you're enjoying it. Someone is there to tell you this is your score, this is what you score, this is over this is the reason why you're not getting it. Those are the tools that I want to share with you. Getting the right tools, a tool that will help make that habit. Your communication skills will help make forming the habit of improving your communication skills obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying, and enjoying. And that's my upcoming Eid gift. Eid is upcoming, and I want to give you the gift to get that tool for 50% of the price, not the everyday price. The everyday price is 4,000 naira only, but I will be giving that tool Eid from this Saturday to the next Saturday. You can get it 50% of 2,000 naira only instead of 4,000 naira. You can get it for not 50,000 naira, 50% of, that's 2,000 naira only. In that package, you have mobile applications. Lots of mobile applications that will enable you to test yourself, determine your level, and give you tests, games that are for you, for your level, intermediate, beginner. There's an app that will help you determine your current level, an app that will give you tests, an app like interesting games that will help you improve your vocabulary, enhance your linguistic competence. There are apps in that package, that combo, that will give you access to tools that will help you improve your writing skills, improve your speaking skills, improve your reading skills, improve your listening skills. Amazing tools that will help you speak with the right diction. That's not all. Aside from the mobile applications, there are email newsletters of certified tutors. You get email newsletters via emails, quality lessons for free, just by joining signing up on the email newsletter. There's a book, an app, Art of Public Speaking. It's an app on its own. There's an app that gives you access to watch lots of public speeches. You watch public speakers speaking. You type the topic that you're interested in, or you're interested in knowing more about banking. Type banking. When you type banking, you get speeches that are exactly about banking. That's what you get when you purchase this jumbo. It's a pack, it's a combo, it's a pack, and it has a video. In that video, I explain what you need to know before you start using each app, how you use it, the icon with which you will be able to easily identify each app. Isn't this interesting? If I had this opportunity when I started learning English, I will be so happy. An expert who have over 6 years experience giving me their blueprint, the resources that they themselves have used, that they themselves use. It's interesting. So you just take my gift by paying to our account. I will share that in the comment section and also in the caption of this video, and also make more posts. So every day as you pay, you get bonuses. For example, the first set of people who will pay will be getting a free class where I tell them over the 40 terms that they need to master before they start studying the dictionary, before they start improving their vocabulary, so that when they know those things, they will be able to use any word. Once they get the description, they will be able to use the word the right way in the expected context. So they will be winning those people, the first 20 people to pay. The last Eid promo, we had like 80 people who bought the bundle, and the first 20 people, I taught them a class on how to use punctuation marks correctly. The semicolon, a lot of people do not know how to use the semicolon. A lot of people have problems with using the commas. So when they have that, there are things that you need to master before you are able to use your punctuation marks correctly. For example, you need to know your independent clauses, your subordinate clauses. Some people don't even know what clauses are. Phrases, you need to know your phrase. When you know all these things, okay, now you can now start studying, because when you have two independent clauses, for example, you do not connect them with a comma. You use a semicolon. When you have hyphen, what follows? Is it a capital letter or a small letter? When you're writing something and you have a colon, what follows that colon? Is it a capital letter or a small letter? Both, depending on the sentence that comes after. So I taught them last year, the first 20 people who bought my Eid, who grabbed my Eid gift. So this year as well, I will be giving the first 20 people who, last year we did 80 people bought, 80 plus people grabbed the Eid gift. And this year, I now have many followers, but I can't increase the number from 20 because I have a lot of things to do. And those people, it isn't as if I will be teaching them alone. They will be doing exercises that will help me confirm that, oh, you now understand this thing before they leave the class. So it's a lot of work. Because it's free, even when I give out free content, I make sure it's valuable. Anywhere I appear, I make sure it's about value. It's about giving people value. So, first 20 people to pay, they get the free class, 20 terms. The 20 terms that you need to, the 40 terms, that you need to understand in order to be able to use any word. Before you use any word, the 40 terms that you need to master, I will teach them in a separate class, in a separate group. That's like a gift, another gift for the first 20 people who grab this package. Another thing, another pick is if you pay before Thursday, this Thursday, the promo runs till Saturday. So if you pay before Thursday, you will be able to attend my Thursday class. That class is my diction party. We've been postponing that class because I already had the class recorded on my laptop and my laptop crashed. That's last month. After I got my laptop, I got a lot of other engagement. I lost the slides, so I had to recreate the class. In that class, it's a party, a diction party. Now we're turning it to an after-eat party where we eat public speaking, we drink elocution. No, Do we dance? Okay, even if we will dance, we'll be dancing clear diction, we'll be dancing communication skills. So if you pay before Thursday, aside from the first 20 people who will be in my class, if you pay before Thursday, you will be able to attend that class. It's a master class for people who want to improve their diction and want to learn in fun ways how to write speech writing, speech delivery, complex sounds, and the pronunciation. So I will be teaching them in that class. So, but Saturday, if you pay before Saturday, you still have your 50% off. Saturday, 11:59 p.m., the gift says goodbye. The gift says bye. It is saying goodbye. You can now buy the pack of video, of tools, of mobile applications that will help you improve your communication skills easily. You need to learn easily without having to spend sleepless nights. Imagine stepping out from your house and the first email you received. The first email is a quality lesson about how to do something that you don't know. Maybe about public speaking, or it's a practical tip, or it's a lesson in grammar. Imagine lessons every day. Imagine playing games and improving your communication skills while playing games. So if you really want to get it, this is the best time to get it. The first 20 people get my class, get 2 free classes. Before Thursday, you get the opportunity to attend my diction party. And before Saturday, everyone pays 50% discount off. And that's it. If you have questions for me, feel free to ask your question in the comment section before we say goodbye. Ask your questions, reading the comment. Thank you so much, Ma'am Stella Ajike, for being there. Typing in the comment section. Murchado Omotukerisko, thanks so much for joining me. Bumi Oyelaki, thanks so much. Mariam Abdurrahim, Sharif Adebisi Balogun. Type your questions. I will be here to take them. Abdurrahman Yusuf, thank you. Okay, good. Abdurrahman Yusuf. Okay, yeah, that's all. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us. If you have questions, feel free to type your question. You're wonderful. Usman Yusuf Ozegia, you're wonderful, sir. May God bless you. Thank you so much, Amin, and you too. Where is the diction party taking place? It's virtual. It's virtual. That's why I said we will eat public speaking. It's not a physical event. We will create a separate group. It may be on Zoom or a separate Facebook group for only those who paid before Thursday. A separate group for them where we have the class. So it's not as if you will come to Lagos or everyone will go to Abuja. No. It's a virtual party. Any other question? Thanks so much, sir. All right. Thanks so much too. Ma'am Mutiat Adefowokbi Abdulwahab, thanks so much for joining me too. No question. Do I have questions? If you have questions about communication, about what you just studied, feel free to type in the section. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Abdurrahman Yusuf, thank you so much too. No questions, okay? So, before I'm elated, yes, elated, okay, go get the, I will add the account details soon. I will add the account details to the live class as a caption and also send it via WhatsApp. I will keep reminding you before Saturday. But please do not beg me that you want to join the class for the first 20 people, because that was what happened last year. People wanted to pay, but they delayed their payment. We had 80 people. We sold like 80 bundles, but the first 20 people, others were begging, but I didn't let them enter the class because it's a perk. It's a package specifically for those who pay the first 20. And the class will hold on Monday. The class for the first 20 people will hold very soon. So in case you pay at the account details soon. All right, thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I'm Hassan Abdul Baki, your friend and your communication coach. If you're watching this video as a replay, feel free to drop your questions, your observations, and your comments in the comment section. And do not forget to grab the jumbo as well. The jumbo, the combo, the package is valuable. I just want you to throw more light on relationship between syntax and morphology. It's in the package. It's in the ED combo. You get details about syntax, about morphology, full lessons from expert tutors, certified tutors, not just anyone. The people that I learned from, so you should be able to capture the extent of the knowledge you will be gaining if you grab this package. So you do not need more light. If you need more light, grab the combo of video and audio plus ebook that will help you skyrocket your growth with regard to communication skills and language proficiency. All right, bye. No questions. Bye for now.